Tesla has announced their Q2 2020 earnings, and like most Tesla fans expected, they did post a profit, which qualifies them for inclusion in the S&P 500. But beyond that, there were a lot of exciting things on the call that was discussed beyond profitability, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about that. These are some of the things I thought were most important, and of course, we're going to start off with progress on full self-driving. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and get subscribed. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what Elon Musk talked about near the beginning of the earnings call. A little bit vague, but he was talking about the progress on full self-driving and how he still expects by the end of this year, the end of 2020, they will have full self-driving completed, which depends on their definition of that. Most likely it means it's going to do everything advertised on the website. So the car will have a non-zero chance of taking you from home to work with zero interventions. If you've seen some of my Tesla Challenge videos, you know that I can often make it to work with no interventions on the highway. The car will pass slower cars, take exits, and do interchanges. But before I get to the highway, there's a lot we still need to do. The cars now can respond to stop signs and stoplights, but they can't make turns, they can't do roundabouts, and they can't change lanes off of the highway all by themselves just yet. So Musk talked about how he's using the most current alpha beta version of full self-driving in his car, and he has days where he almost can make it to work without interacting at all, which is pretty promising. We're not there yet, even in the alpha version, but Elon did stress that the version of full self-driving he's using is superbly better than what's available today. The main jump we need to make is right now, what we're using in our cars, autopilot is looking at everything kind of one picture at a time and making decisions based off of that. And how Elon described it is the cars need to be upgraded so that they're processing this information in 4D. So we have a 3D world, of course, and then the fourth dimension is time. So I assume this means the car will make decisions based off of assuming what other drivers will do, just like you and I do. If you see somebody kind of drifting towards the left in their lane, you kind of think, they might be, getting ready to make a lane change, and the car will be better at doing things like that. So level 5 autonomy by the end of 2020. There are a lot of doubters, and I can't say that I would bet $1 million that that's going to happen, but he did sound very confident, and I think there's a chance we're going to get zero interventions possible home to work by the end of the year. Level 5 where we're sleeping on the way to work, yeah, that one I don't think so. Related to full self-driving being more advanced, Elon Musk said that Robo-taxi is going to be huge for the company, which of course makes a lot of sense if owners can be using their cars to make money while they're sitting at work, and if Tesla can capitalize off of that by just taking a small percentage of the money made per ride shared. That's huge for the company. It kind of defeats the purpose of Uber and Lyft and those companies even existing, and then Tesla just has money kind of pouring in from that. So that is also really dependent on autopilot being able to handle all of these different situations. So next, relating to full self-driving becoming more complete, where we can kind of take our attention off of the road. Again, I think we're a little bit away from that, but we have to plan for when that comes. And Tesla is saying that they have new apps, games, things like that they want to introduce to drivers so that when you are on your way to work, let's just, theoretically, you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to pay attention. It sounds like they want to have some kind of app store or something where you could download games, movies, and then you can enjoy that stuff while you're driving on a road trip or on your way to work or whatever, and you have all that extra time. I mean, a lot of people, myself included, spend a lot of time driving. My commute is like 40 minutes each way every day, something like that. So if this full self-driving happens, I now have an extra hour and a half in my day, which is like a miracle, right? You can't buy time. And what are you going to do with that? Hopefully my employer doesn't find out and they want me working on emails and stuff while I'm driving. But I could be doing video calls with family. I could be watching a movie, catching up on a documentary. There's the possibilities are really endless when you have that extra free time. You have the nice screen in the car, or of course you could just use your phone, bring a laptop, whatever you want. So that's another place, not just for fun, that Tesla can give us, but a place for Tesla to make more money. If they can sell us software and apps, they're already doing that with our cars, with the acceleration boost download and things like that. They can now take a percent of that money coming in, just like Apple does. Apple takes 30% of every App Store purchase, which they may be getting in trouble for. But beyond that, Tesla could take 10%, 20% of an app download that you do in the car. And just like that, there's a whole new revenue stream for Tesla. This one is really exciting for all of us who are ready for our Cybertrucks. Gigafactory Texas has been confirmed for Austin. Elon Musk described it as some kind of like cool paradise, or like some kind of nature center where you can hang out and there's a boardwalk and there's trees and paths to walk on. And he said it'll be open for everybody, not just Tesla employees. The public can go there and hang out whenever they want. It seems like a great idea. Tesla's entire purpose is to help our environment and make everything more sustainable. So why not show that off by having a nice environment around this gigantic factory they're going to build? They said it's going to be a huge factory. It's going to make Cybertruck Cybertruck, and it may make other things too, 3 and Y, which as Tesla ramps up, they'll need more space to make more of those vehicles. So they will be building that factory in Texas, expanding their footprint across the country. They'll build more in Texas, it sounds like, than just the one factory. And along with that, they're also going to expand more in California. Also, the Tesla Semi will be produced in that area, along with expansions in California that may produce the Tesla Semi. I don't know if I misheard that, but it sounded like maybe both places will be producing that. And then more expansion to produce the 2020, well, I guess 2021 or 2022 at this point, Roadster. That'll most likely also be in California with Model S and Model X. Speaking of Tesla Semi, Elon Musk talked about iron phosphate versus nickel phosphate batteries, saying nickel phosphate are better for energy density, and kind of splitting up those two technologies, putting the nickel batteries more for Semi and maybe S and X, the lower volume vehicles, and having the other batteries for the higher production, the Model 3 and Model Y type vehicles. Musk at one point was begging these nickel miners, please just mine more nickel. Mine all the nickel you can. If you can do it in an environmentally friendly way, you can get a huge contract with Tesla. So if there's any, nickel mining stocks you're into, maybe share those with everybody in the comments. But it sounds like batteries are not too big of an issue right now. It used to be a supply constraint. That question was asked as well, and I don't remember hearing a very clear answer for that. But it sounds like they're going to split up those batteries, and they're going to have enough batteries for everything going forward, at least for the foreseeable future. Tesla Solar was discussed, which I found very interesting. If you don't know, I recently put solar on my home, not through Tesla, because they don't do solar panels in Michigan. But anyway, they have the cheapest costs in the country. They also have a price match guarantee. So pretty interesting. I've heard mixed stories of install experiences with Tesla. Some people said it's flawless and fast and amazing. Some people said Tesla is really hard to kind of communicate with during that. Either way, it seems like you'll get the best price for solar if you can go through Tesla in your state. I do have a Tesla solar referral code in the description if you want to check that out. But for most people, the price per watt, which is a great way to compare, solar systems from different companies, even my system was a little over $2 per watt, and the financials just made too much sense not to go with it at this time. So if you can get this lower price from Tesla, which it's one of their smaller systems, so it's not going to fit everybody, then you're going to make a killing. And then the last thing that I found really exciting, an update on Tesla's insurance. They said that they are pushing forward with this. They still only offer Tesla insurance in California, but they're going the route of, and this will be a little controversial, I'm not sure how I feel about it myself, they're going the route of collecting data from drivers and trying to make personalized insurance. So collecting data, it sounds like, from your personal car to kind of modulate your rates so you can save the most money. Or they even said if you want to pay a little more and drive a little crazier, you can do that. It's kind of strange because, Teslas are really fast and they're really fun. And then they're kind of like, well, if you sign up with our insurance, you shouldn't be using that ability we gave you. Imagine spending $2,000 on the all-wheel drive Model 3 to get that acceleration boost, and then the next month your insurance goes up a tiny bit. That's kind of strange. But anyway, it sounds like if you're okay with that, with sharing that data, you can lower your rates dramatically because Tesla is going to have all the data they need to get you the best possible rate. They said that they will be in some more states by the end of 2020, which I'm really excited about. Michigan has the highest insurance rates in the country, so I would most definitely give this a try. I'm not too excited about all the data sharing, but I guess it depends what exactly they want at that time. And then they said for Robo-taxi, for that to happen, they will have Tesla insurance to cover Robo-taxi. So by the time Robo-taxi comes, they'll have Tesla insurance everywhere, or at least everywhere you can do Robo-taxi, you'll also have to have Tesla insurance available in your state. But this is just kind of personal interpretation by the way they were talking. It sounded like they wanted to get it mass rolled out by the end of next year to most, if not all states. That may or may not come true. But they said that they wanted to get their data collection methods down and kind of get all their calculations ready on how to use that data to give the best rates. And it sounds like they're pretty much there. That's what it sounded like they were saying. So we should see it soon in some more states, which is great. So not too crazy of an earnings call this time. Elon didn't say anything a little weird, which, like calling the analysts boneheads or things like that. That's always really funny when he does that. But it was a more calm call, definitely celebratory in that Tesla has had 4 quarters in a row of profitability. Hopefully you have some shares tucked away. I don't know, people always ask me, I think I have 5 or 6 shares right now. I really don't have that much Tesla. So let me know down in the comments if there's anything you heard on the earnings call or maybe saw on some websites that I didn't talk about that you found really interesting, or things that you found maybe concerning, you didn't like, you did like. Of course, I'm all about full self-driving. I just cannot wait for them to finish that and make it so it's possible, level 5 I think is, still a few years away, but it's possible to just kind of hang out in my car, hand on the wheel like I do on the highway, and let it do everything. It is so good on the highway now. All right, I don't need to get off into that. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and you will see me in the next video.
So Autopilot and I are happily driving along